everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning from wherever you are. If you are with me this afternoon, just post a little note in the chat. I always love to see where everybody is. So feel free to do that. For this stream, I thought I would tell you a little bit about not the PNF. I have it with me, but the new camera, the OM-3. Here it is. I have it with me today. I've been using it for a couple of months, actually 2 months. So I am so excited to show you this camera and to ask any questions that you have. So I see a couple of people are started to join in, so feel free to put a little note. Can you hear me well? Where are you from? Who is joining? I'd love to know. And really, the goal is for me to answer any questions that you have on this new camera. I have some samples, images that I can show you, and I'll be very happy to do that. But I thought for today, just taking questions, do you have any questions on this camera? I know I've seen a lot of YouTubers who already have access to this camera and who already have done some live. I've been answering a lot of questions, some great videos about why they like this camera, what they like about this camera. So it's been fun to watch all the different videos that have been out. But for today, yeah, just let me know in the chat, what questions do you have? So for me, for those of you who don't know me, I came to this camera from the OM-1 Mark II. So I have it actually at the back. It's right here. I'm going to show you the camera. So that's the OM-1 Mark II right here. So you can kind of see the difference, right? There's been a couple of articles actually that have been made and that show you a really good size comparison for the two camera. So here it is. So you can see it actually, I mean, obviously with the grip here, this makes it a little bit bigger, but otherwise it is the same length, right? So that's exactly the same length, but this camera, the OM-1 Mark II, is a little bit bulkier, whereas this camera, the OM-3, is not as bulky. So for me, I like that. This is kind of like a, let's just take this on a walk, walking around the town, walking around the city. It feels really comfortable. So I know there is no grip, but actually there is a little bit of a thumb rest right here. So it feels really comfortable, and I like that very much. So I see Dave. Hey, hi Dave. Thank you for joining this afternoon. What lens have you used the most on the OM-3? That's a great question. I've been playing with this camera quite a lot, and I've used a lot of different lenses. So this one is the new 25 millimeter. So it's the nifty 50, right? That's the lens that you should always have with you. It's a good lens to use. You can do so many different things. It's a bright lens, and now it is weather sealed, which is nice because our bodies are weather sealed. So now you can take this lens and the camera and not have to worry. So I've been using the 25 millimeter number 2, the second version, a lot, but I've also used the this one, actually, the 12 to 40. It's been a great lens. I know I've heard some people who tried it on this camera. Actually, I'm going to put it on right now so you can see it. And they say, well, it's a little bit bulky. Well, yeah, I mean, look, this is so flat. This camera is just, it's a pancake camera. It's so small. And that's what you will get with the 12 to 40. But I love this lens. It's such a great walk around lens. So it's been my go-to lens. I do have, I have it actually here, the 12 to 100. I have it on the OM-5, and I've been also using it. But I mean, you see the 12 to 100, also an amazing lens, bigger. And that's for comparison too, that's the OM-5. I had some people who were asking me about the OM-5 and the new camera, so you can see the difference. And let me show you here as well, so that you have a good size comparison. That's the difference between the OM-5 and the OM-3. So if you're looking for super super small camera, then the OM-5 is it's smaller. There's a little bit more of a grip right here, whereas here there's no grip, but there is a thumb rest right here at the back. So that's the difference between the two cameras. But obviously the technology on the OM-3, the menus, it is, yes, that's top of the line. It's excellent. So I have a feeling I will be shooting way, way less with my OM-5, and this OM-3 is actually gonna be, it's gonna be with me all the time. I haven't been able to put it down since I got it. Hey, hi Marsha, I see you joining. Thank you so much. Any questions, you guys? Just put them in the comments. Anything you want to know on this OM-3 or on anything else, just post them. I'll be happy to answer. So the 12 to 40, I've been using it a lot. I also have with me, actually, I have it somewhere. I have a couple of like smaller lens, like that's my favorite for night photography. Oops, somehow I got out of the stream. Here I'm back. So the 12 millimeter, also I've been using it for night photography, vlogging. This has been also a great lens to have. I also have been doing some macro photography indoor, and I've used the 60 millimeter. I have the 90 millimeter. I love it, and it's been great. But there are times where 1:1 macro photography is enough. I don't need more magnification. And I mean, the 60 millimeter is such it's such an amazing lens. So I've been pairing it with the OM-3. I have a couple of refraction that I did that I am actually going to show you right now. So let me put it on the screen. Show on. So here we go. So here, this is. Let me make it bigger. View. Slideshow. Here we go. So from here, so that's some of the refraction that I've been working on. That's with the OM-3, and that's with the 60 millimeter macro. And those are bigger subjects with a petal of flower, with buds. So it's been working very well. So that is the shot that I got with the 60 millimeter macro. It kind of, let me stop sharing this on my screen so I can go back and see you guys. So yes, uh, Dave is saying I need the 60 millimeter macro. I have the 90. So if you can, yes, that is a little bit more balanced with the OM-3, but I know myself, I know I will also put the 90 millimeter with the OM-3. So I'll show you actually what it looks like if I put the 60, and then I'll put the 90 as well, so you can see the two lenses. Oops, so that is with the 60 millimeter macro lens. So you see it's nice. It's still, you know, pretty small, compact. I can see myself going out, and I hope it's okay because I think maybe my mic is rubbing a little bit. I hope the sound is fine. If that's not fine, let me know. I might have to just take my mic and see if that can improve. I'm sorry about that. I've been having some issue with my mic lately. So just let me know if the sound is too distracting. If there is a problem, let me know in the comment, and I'll just take that off, and we'll go from there. So this is with the 60 millimeter macro. The 90 millimeter macro is next to me always. So that is what it will look like. So here it is with the 90. So you can see it's a much bigger lens. So yes, it looks quite big, but can you shoot with the 90 and the OM-3? Obviously, yes, you can. Just, I feel like I want to hold my lens right here instead of holding the camera. So just for support, if you have a bigger lens, then just make sure that you holding your lens. But yes, you're right. Scott is. Oh, thank you. Sound is okay. Perfect. And Dave, yes, that looks big. That is big. But for me, I actually don't mind. So on this OM-3, did I put the new 100 to 400? Yes, I did. I did put it on because why not? So the OM-3 has subject detection. So if you want to do a bird photography, if you want to do a wildlife, you can. So why not put the 100 400 which I have here? Does it look a little bit ridiculous and too big? Yes, it does. Does it does a good job? Yes, definitely does a very good job. So here it is. That is the new 100 400 on the OM-3. So you can see it well. So here again, support, use your lens color, but it works well. And actually, what I like about the 100 400 is that you can just take the color off right here, and when you are going to put it in your camera bag, then it's going to be easier because you can completely remove it. I mean, look at that. This is just, now it's a cylinder. It's very easy to store. And now you have your lens color that you can store somewhere else. So it makes my life way easier when I travel. So I do like that. And that lens now has a Sync IS. So you're going to get better results. I actually sold my old 100 400, and I'll probably be getting this one in the near future. I actually just pre-order my OM-3 because yes, I do buy my own cameras. I'm lucky I get to test them, but at the end, I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and I love this camera. So yes, it's pre-ordered, and yeah, I haven't pre-ordered 100 400, but I probably will because it's such a small lens. It fits in my teeny tiny hip bag, very easy. It is less heavy than the previous 100 400. So lots of great features on this new 100 400. Um, let me see more questions. Scott, how does the 12 to 100 size compare to the 90? Well, let me show you. Let me drop off my camera here, being careful. And so that is the, oops, the 12 to 100 and the 90. So here you go. Those are the two lenses. That's the 12 to 100 and that's the 90. So see, the 90 millimeter is longer in terms of weight. I don't know. I think this is a little, they're kind of similar-ish. The 90 millimeter, the 90 millimeter macro is longer, but it's honestly not that much weight. So yeah, then it's a question of how do you feel holding a small camera with a bigger lens? Is it ergonomically it's kind of strange, but I really don't mind it. I've seen people with their phone and they now have adapters and they put like telephoto lens. It's just a question of how you are holding your camera and your lenses, right? So I'm gonna take my camera back. You have to imagine yourself as your own tripod. So hands are going to be very close to your body. First point of contact is here, the lens collar. And on this lens collar, one thing that I am going to do is I'm going to put that I have a wooden handrest. It makes things so easy to handle, and handling it without a handrest it feels strange to me. I really like that handrest, so this is something that I'm going to add if I get the 100 400. And so that's my first point of contact to balance. And then this is just something where I'm going to grab my camera and put it close to my eye, right? And my third point of contact is going to be my eyebrow. So this is how I would shoot. So for me, it's okay if I have something smaller. I know there are some party that starts or ends with ring that makes adapter for the pen F. I'll be surprised if they wouldn't make an kind of a grip for this one. I know OM system does not have a grip, so you're not gonna get a grip with the OM-3. But if you're looking for a grip, I'll be surprised if a company doesn't make one. It would make no sense. I would like to have one with like a nice wooden grip. Oh, that would be so good. If anybody has a company who makes those, please contact me. I will test it out, and because I'll definitely buy one. I think that would be nice when I go out and do some wildlife photography, which I've been doing with the OM-3. So instead of having like two cameras, I'm just gonna go out with the OM-3 and a telephoto lens just in case. Because sometimes, like today, I went out for like 2.5 hours in the White Mountains, making tracks with my snowshoes. I don't know, maybe I'll see some interesting animals, but mostly I'm gonna go and photograph. And I had the 12 to 40, that's what I'm gonna get, do landscape. But just in case, I don't want to miss a shot. This lens was great. It was in my hip pack, and it was, yeah, it was really easy to carry around. So yes, who is this camera for? I think this camera is really for people who want to have a camera that can do everything. And that's really what this camera does. It does everything, and it forces me to be more creative and just having fun. I've been having so much fun with the OM-3. I can't tell you. I think for me that's what photography is all about. It's about having fun in the field. It's being outside, enjoying nature, and that's what this camera has been doing for me. So here I put the 25 millimeter back. There is also the 17 millimeter that they release, same thing, weather sealed. I haven't tried it. I think it might be a better fit, the 17 millimeter for me, than the 25. I don't know. I do like the 12 millimeter, so I might continue using just the 12 millimeter or the 12 to 40 is what I'm thinking. Let me show a couple of you. So Dave, I have the OM1 Mark II and the OM3 on order. Congratulations. Dave, I can't wait for you to hold this camera. You are going to have so much fun. I hope this camera brings you as much joy as it brought me and that is bringing me. I know I'm an OM system ambassador. I know people are saying, well, this is a biased review. Well, I didn't become an OM ambassador because I didn't like their camera, right? I already bought into the system. That's my system. I love this system. And I'm very sincere about saying that this camera, I think, is one for the ages. I've been having so much fun. And that's what photography is about, without compromising the quality of my images. I have all the tools that I want in my hands. So let me see. I want to make sure that I'm not missing any other questions. Uh, so yeah, just any question. I know we have a few more people who have joined us. So what questions do you have on the OM-3? It can be questions about the CP button. I love this button. It could be questions about the creative dials as well. So anything that you want to know about this camera, I have some sample photos, I have some sample videos that I can show you as well. I'll probably do my next video this Sunday. It's gonna be on who should get this camera and why. That's probably what I would do. But if you have other requests for me, I'll be also very, very happy to to do a review that's going to be tailored to what you want, a video that's going to be tailored to what you want. I know some people have asked me about the C1, C2, C3, C4, C5. So right now, let me get actually this, the OM1 Mark II. See the OM1 Mark II, whoops, you have C1, C2, C3, C4. But here you have one more custom mode. It's funny because on this camera, I always thought, I am missing one. I'm missing one custom mode. And now this is what I have on this camera. So I'm going to do a video in a few weeks to show you how I set those modes. But basically my C1 now is my bird in flight. My C2 is with Pro Capture for birding. My C3 is macro photography. My C4 is night photography. And my C5 now it's landscape photography. So it just gives me a little bit more flexibility when I shoot, and I really like that. I really like having those 5 custom mode. Oh, that's a great question. James, hi James, thanks for joining us. And feel free to tell us, where are you joining us from? I always like to see where everybody is coming from. So does the OM-3 offer some of the kind of fun you have with the Pen F? Yes, yes, double, triple, quadruple, yes, and more. There is one thing, so I have the Pen F with me right here, so you can kind of see the two cameras together. So Pen F, OM-3, they look quite similar, don't they? Except the creative dial here on the Pen F is here. On the OM-3, it's actually done right here. And then the top is a little bit different, but there are some similarities, right? I like the back of the camera as well. I like that the menu button is back here. Everything is accessible. Everything is accessible at the press of the thumb. My thumb can have access to everything. So I like that very, very much. So my problem with the Pen F, I love the Pen F, such a fun camera, but when I was out in the field, I really was missing some of the technology I had on my OM1 Mark II. That really was my biggest problem, where I'm like, I love how creative this camera make me feel, but I would like to have some of the computational technology that I have on my OM1 Mark II. Now I have. So that's where I think, yes, it's putting fun back into photography, and that creative dial, I have been using it constantly, even for wildlife. Now I'm doing it in black and white if I want to. The color, love that. So I'm going to show you actually. That's, I think, the color and the monochrome, some of the things that I use the most. So let me show you actually on my stream here. That is, so for the, I hope you can see it. Let me put it as a slideshow. Oops, here. So you now have 4 monochrome picture mode. So that's mode 1, mode 2, mode 3, mode 4. But you can see on the side you have color level, so you can actually change all those mono 1, mono 2, all those settings. You can change them. You can add a vignette, you can sharpen, contrast, add grains. I mean, this is like having a mini Lightroom. And I've been having a lot of fun going on the seacoast. So those are the couple of the shots that I got just walking around in my town and just having fun. uh, and then the color mode, same thing. You can decide, hey, I want those reds to pop and all the other colors I don't want to see them much. You can do that. You don't have to then do much post processing, because the post processing, you do it in the field. So I'm going to change the color, I'm going to change the mid-tone, I'm going to change the shading effect. So the shading effect is basically the vignetting. So you can add a vignette, you can change your sharpness and your contrast, and then this is what you are getting. Just those reds, I'm popping those reds, I want those reds to show, and the rest I wanted in kind of a black and white. Same thing here. The truck definitely was not gray, and here I'm popping some of the pink and some of the blues, and here at the side there is a crazy house where I live with amazing colors. I want all those colors to pop. So that is just giving you so much creativity. And also the art filters, here are a couple of the things I've done with the art filters. Just, they also have black and white, increasing the contrast. It is, uh, it's just, it's so much fun. I've been just wandering the street of my town, taking photos, going to the seacoast, taking photo with this. Yeah, it's, as I said, that creative dial is really putting the fun back into photography. And CRT, it's for saturation, so you're really playing with colors. I haven't played too much with it because I've been completely obsessed with the color mode. Completely obsessed with it. So everywhere I go, I'm like, ooh, which color am I gonna boost? What am I gonna do? Just, yes, it's that creative dial, so good. I know some people are like, creative dial, I could do without it. Just try it for a couple of days, and it's gonna be hard to live without it afterward. Um, yeah, and James and Dave. Oh, Sydney, Australia. You are a day ahead of us. Thank you. Uh, And then, Scott, could you do a future video of your workflow from field to final image? I can definitely do that. What do you guys think? What type of images do you want? Do you want me to do a macro one? Do you want me to do landscape? Do you want me to do wildlife? Yeah, let me know in the comments what type of where do you want me to take you. I'll be happy to do that. I can also do, I was going to say, I love to do waterfalls with the live ND, but right now it's been so cold that everything is frozen, so maybe not the best, but one of each, please. Okay, I will try to do that. That will be my goal. I will take you on a walk where I am, and then we'll go to post processing as well. It's true, I don't do much post processing videos. Why? Because my post processing is very minimalist. But I'm very happy to show you. And actually, one interesting fact with the OM-3 is that I've been shooting a lot in JPEG, because right now I have this camera, but if I go in Lightroom with raw photos, Lightroom doesn't know this camera. So it's like, too bad you cannot use Lightroom. So I have to go through OM Workspace, which, by the way, I rediscover OM Workspace. It is slower than Lightroom, but it's free. It is a free photo editing tool that any of us can have. So that's great. And it has some really good features. And I've been having actually quite a lot of fun editing my photos on OM Workspace. But I can't even remember what I was saying otherwise. Yeah, it's, just go back and take a look at OM Workspace, because I think you will find some things that are actually pretty fun to use. So I will make sure that I do a video like this, but with the JPEG, I I've been using a lot of JPEGs and just do minimum processing on the JPEG, and they've been working great. A lot of the photo that I've been posting on my Blue Sky and Instagram account, they've been with just JPEG, like the water drop refraction I showed you earlier. Those are JPEG with just slight adjustments. So you can do a lot with JPEG. When people say you shoot in RAW only, no, I think more and more people are starting to say, professional photographer, yeah, there's something about JPEG that don't dismiss them, because you can do some good things. And I've been very, very impressed with the JPEG coming out of this camera, because I've been pushed to shoot in JPEG and in RAW since I got this OM-3. So do you use, yeah, Scott. So yes, I do use OM Workspace software. I actually think it has some pretty good function. And if you want to add art filter later and change things, you can do it. So I've been quite impressed with OM Workspace. I I've been using Lightroom since I started, so it's my go-to Lightroom. Sometime I use a little bit of Photoshop. If I'm on my mobile, on my phone, and I'm transferring my images, then I will use Snapseed. It's another free app, and they also do it for your computer. I love Snapseed, such a great app, so intuitive, so easy to use. So those are the apps that I usually recommend. But OM Workspace, it is slower, but wow, you have a lot of great features that you can use. So yeah, I highly recommend it. And I know that Lightroom has been kind of increasing the subscription. I don't know, why is everything increasing so much, it's just there is a point where you're not going to be able to pay for just some of the basic. So you know what, OM system is free, why not using it? So yeah, I highly recommend you to go and take a second look at OM Workspace, because it's actually it's pretty good, but it's going to be slower than Lightroom. That's one, but it's free. It's free, so why not? Um, did you also get a chance to use an updated version of? I'm using the most updated version now. I don't have any specific version of OM Workspace. So every time it's updated, I get the same version as you guys. Yeah. So I don't have any newer updated version. The one that I've been using is the one that everybody has. And yeah, it's been pretty good. I've been very impressed with it. But true, let's go and see. Uh, Karen, hi Karen, thanks for joining this afternoon. Is there a button on the new OM3 that allows under overexposure easily? Um, are you referring to, I think, highlight alerts? So if that's the case, then the info button is your friend, because that's how you are going to set up that highlight alert that tells you it's overexposed or it's underexposed. So what you do is you can also do that on your OM1 and OM1 Mark II. It's the same menu. So you're going to go to your menu, and then you are going to go to the cog, and in the cog you are going to go to info settings. So it's information, it's the fourth menu. So cog right here, and then information, so 4, and then info settings. On info settings, you see here I have image, I have information, and information 2. And on information 1, if I press on yeah, because I'm using it right now, but let's say, let me not use it right now. So here we go. So info settings, information 1, I'm gonna press here, and now highlight and shadow. So that's what I have. So that's the only check. And now if on my camera, let's take the lens cap off, and so here you can see if I press on the info button, I'm going to circle from image only to now that highlight and shadow. So you can see now it's all blue, it's underexposed. But if I change my settings, So let's say that I'm gonna lower my shutter speed. Now, see, overexpose in orange. That's it. That's all you have to do. So don't think about pressing any button. Just go in the menu, and then it's the cog, and then it's menu 4, and then it's the second one, info settings. Click on OK, and then you want to change here on the information 1 or information 2, and make sure that you have the highlight and shadow check. And then the way you have access is by pressing the info. So here I'm going to circle, I have image only, and then I have the information 1, which is only the highlight and shadow. I hope that answers your question. So it's very, very easy. So is there a button? No, but yes, because as long as you set up your camera correctly when you get it, all you have to do is press that info button, and you're going to circle to the highlight and shadow alert, or to the image only, or to your histogram, or any other information that's on your camera. There is the battery, and there is the level as well that you can have access to. So yeah, it's so useful. I mean, I don't use my histogram anymore because my histogram just tells me overexposed, underexposed. But where? Here, I can see it. So I don't have to kind of look, where is my histogram? Can I see it in this photo? No, it's like having a painting. You know exactly where your overexposed and underexposed is. So it makes things just so easy, especially when you're doing bird photography. I want to make sure that my eagle is not going to be, overexposed on the head or on the tail, but I want to see all the details in the feathers, so I can really change my exposure properly because of the highlight alert. I don't know why OM system is not promoting highlight alert more, because it is such a fantastic tool that I don't think they have in many other cameras. Like live, you're shooting and you're basically seeing exactly where you're overexposing or underexposing. So no more mistakes. It's, to me, it's just revolutionary. It's so good. Um, let's go and see a couple of questions or comments. Black tie. Olympus has always had superior JPEG quality. I have to agree. I'm so impressed. And actually, all my water drop refractions, they've been JPEG. That's all I've been shooting with. And some people are going to tell you, well, you can't publish, you can't do anything with JPEG. I had one of my water drop JPEG that was published in a science magazine for kids. There are no problem with my JPEG. So don't think that, well, you only have to have like so many megapixel and raw to be published. No, that's not the case. That magazine is a very good magazine, and they publish my JPEG. So why not, right? Take JPEGs. Is the autofocusing on the OM-3 really as good as the OM-1 Mark II? Yes, it is. It's the same sensor. So there is one thing for wildlife photography, is you don't have the toggle, right? So on this camera, you have a toggle, you can move it around. So some people really are going to miss it. I haven't missed it much. Why? It's because very often I'm in all points, so I'm focusing with the all point, and I'm using the tracking, the bird or the cat detection. So my camera is doing all the work. I don't have to toggle things, and if I do, I can still use the arrow and move my focus point. So it's not big. It's not been a big problem for me. I thought I would really want a toggle, but I don't. I don't miss it, and I've realized that I haven't been using it as much, and I don't mind just changing my focus point when I need to, if I have to. If my camera does not do the job that I want it to do, which is not very often, then yes, I just use the arrow. But it's not as efficient as a toggle, but it's fine. And so that's why I said now, if I'm going out and I only have one camera, then that's gonna be my camera, because I'm I really like this camera. It's so much fun. The only thing is maybe for macro, I might still use the OM1 Mark II a little bit more because there are more buttons, more things that I do need. And I do like that grip very, very much. I spend a lot of time like this. So that is probably the only time where I think the OM1 Mark II for macro will be my go-to camera instead of the OM-3, I think. I will have to tell you this summer because right now there's nothing to photograph. It's snow and very, very cold. But yeah, the autofocus, same as your OM1 Mark II. Very good. Uh, Oh yeah, Deborah. Oh hey, hi Deborah. Oops, let me put you on the screen. My Canons have an exposure compensation button on the back that lets you adjust your exposure in shutter and aperture mode. Yeah, you can do that with the exposure compensation. So funny story, I don't use exposure compensation at all because I'm always in manual mode. That's my favorite way of shooting. So manual mode, and I'm all those dials you can reprogram them. So I find out that very often my aperture is going to be constant. It's going to be the same. I'm not going to change it very often. And if I change it, I have some time, some breathing room to change my aperture. Whereas my ISO and my shutter speed, I don't have that time. I need to change them on the spot. So because I'm using the ISO and I'm changing the ISO and the shutter speed the most, this button, I've reprogrammed it for ISO. This dial, not button, this dial, it's a button because it's the shutter as well. This dial, I've reprogrammed it for my shutter speed. That's it. I'm telling you, if I was going to give you this camera, you'll be so confused because all those buttons are completely different. I reprogrammed them all. Why? Because you can do that. That's your camera. So see what you're using the most, where it would be more comfortable to have them, and then reprogram. That's the magic of the OM system cameras, is you can do that. You can reprogram all those buttons. So it's really good. Uh, so I usually underexpose my image. Yes, you can. Like I did you on my OM1. Yes, same thing. That's exactly the same thing. So all you have to do is just, make sure that any of either the exposure triangle, your shutter speed, your aperture, or your ISO, just move them around and underexpose. You can definitely do that. Here, the shadow highlight alert is just to tell you what you're overexposing and underexposing. But yes, if you want to underexpose your image by even -1, 2, 3, you can. You decide how you want to expose your images. So zero problem. Same thing as on your OM1. It's going to be exactly the same. Yeah, don't think that the highlight alert are going to stop you from taking a photo. You can definitely do that. It's not going to stop you from taking a photo. It's just giving you information that you will need later on. That's basically what it is. Okay. Oh, that's a good question. Hi again, Deborah. Do you have any recommendation for an everyday lens for the OM-3, like for travel photography? So I do like the 12. Actually, you know what? Yes, I have one, and I have one that Rob Trek. I asked him, I said, I don't know which one I want for my Pen F. Can you tell me? And I want something that's like a pancake lens, but still has a zoom. So what he told me to get is the 12 to 42. It's 3.5, 5.6. I mean, so that's the one that now I also have with me if I want a very, very small lens, because look at that, that's the 25, and then that is the 12 to 42. Is it gonna be as good as the 12 to 40? no, that's not the same quality, but still you're gonna get some really great shot with this. Why not? You're definitely gonna get better shot than without having this lens, right? So I'm gonna show you how it looks on the camera. So that's what I would recommend. Why? Because I mean, look at this. It is so small. This you can definitely fit in your pocket. Like this is a great little lens. And then if I start the camera, then you see, then you have the zoom that comes in and out. So here we go. So um, I mean, it just, as I said, so small. So I think that's what I would recommend, because I've been having a lot of fun with this lens as well, and I think it fits so well. It looks so good on this camera. And then you have 12 to 42. That's a good range. That's a very good range. So yes, you're not going to get as much light. No, it's not a pro lens, but if you know how to use your camera, and um, you're a good seasoned photographer, there is no reason why you are not going to get some excellent shot with this lens. So that would be my recommended travel lens. When I think of travel, I think of compact, easy to carry around, something that people are not going to kind of look because it's big. So that would be the one. I mean, obviously the 12 to 100 is an exceptional lens, but then I mean, this would be the difference. That's what you're holding, right? So that's a choice. That's a choice. But yes, that would be, if you're looking for something small, then this one is really good. It would fit the bill, and it's not expensive. I can't remember what they sell it for, but yeah, look at this. Let me see. Oh, hi, Darko. Thank you. A new subscriber. Ah, yes, on Rob Trek. I love Rob Trek. You should go and check out his channel. He has amazing videos as well. And he always gives excellent advice. So this lens, that's because of Rob that I have it. He's the one who gave me the recommendation. I was hesitating between two lenses, and then I'm a zoom person as well. So that's why he recommended this one to me, and I'm very happy. I think his recommendation was spot on. Oh, that is. Hi, Thumb. I have severe arthritis in my hand. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's, yeah. When you're a photographer, that's not good. On the OM-1 Mark II, about 70% of the time, I have problem with the front and rear dial. Yes. On the EM-1 III, I don't have any problems with those dials. I know what you mean. This is very different than the OM-1 Mark II. Very different feel. I don't know if you have, so they're doing the first look in a couple of camera stores all around the world. If you can attend a first look, I'm doing one in Boston at Hunt's, so in Melrose on Saturday. I'll be there at 11 to 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Come and see me. You'll be able to actually hold those cameras. I'm doing another one in Minneapolis on Tuesday at National Exchange Camera. Same thing. We'll have those cameras. You can get them, put them in your hand, and see how they feel. Because I know it sounds trash because it's a tool, but it's an extension of your hand, so it has to feel good. And when I first I had the OMD EM1 Mark II. That was my first Olympus camera. And as soon as I grabbed the camera, I knew it felt right in my hand. And that's how I feel with this camera, and that's how I feel with the dials. So having tried the OM-3 and going back to those dials on the OM-1 Mark II, I like that. I like that feel better. It's just way easier. It feels really, really good. So I think because of your problem, this camera is gonna be very, like, way easier to manage than your OM1 Mark. You said OM1, that your OM1 Mark 1. Yeah, definitely you'll see a big improvement because of those dials. So here we go. I mean, you can't feel them, but you have way more space to turn them, and they feel great. It's one of the first thing actually that I realize is the thumb. So nice, that thumb rest, and then those dials and how your thumb is resting, and you still have access to the dial. It's very good. Yeah. So I think you will like the OM-3 just for the dial actually. Um, the dials. So yeah, as I said, the dials are no, they're not like the OM1, OM. No, they're like the old camera. I feel you have more. It's much more flexible. Um, it's hard to describe, but just like let's take an old camera, like it's like the PNF. That's the same feel. I don't know if you have any old camera that you can try, but that's that feel. That's that feel of the PNF. That's the same. That's the same type of dials. It feels very very good. Um, uh, ah, oh no, so but I have the OM in my original. So, the 75 and 30. So that's the lens I don't have. I know Rob actually track uses it a lot, and he has some excellent photo with it. Uh, OM1, yeah, used excellent camera. So the only difference with the OM1 Mark 1 and Mark 2, there are a couple of differences, but the big one that comes to mind is the GND, the graded neutral density filter. And then there's a little bit of other improvement right on the camera, but that's one that I would miss compared to the OM1 Mark II. And the OM1 Mark II now, they're running a special. So if you're buying the OM-3 or if you're buying the OM1 Mark II, it's the same price right now in the US. So that's pretty good deal. But yes, I'm sure you can find some OM1, which is an excellent camera. I still have it, it's right there, and I still use it. I love this camera. So definitely, if your budget is a budget for an OM1 and you can't justify the OM1 Mark II or the OM-3, yes, you're gonna get some really good deal for an awesome camera. So definitely, go to a store, try it. This would be, will it be? This will be a good camera for you. Black tie, will it be a commercial success, Emily? I don't know. I can't tell you. If I'm the only one, if I represent um, all the buyers, yes, it would be, because I told you, I mean, you saw my reviews, they're really really sincere. Like, I love this camera so much. I really think it's going to be one of the camera that's going to change the way that I photograph. Like, the 90 millimeter changed the way I do macro, really really did. The 150 400, that's right behind me, also changed my approach to wildlife photography. This is just opening up so many doors that I did not even consider before. It's just fun. It's pushing me to be out in the field and trying things, having access to the CP, the computational technology as well. Yeah, it makes a whole lot of difference. If you have tools that are packed in your bag and you forget to take them out, you're not going to be as creative. Here, I feel that even if there are less buttons than on the OM1 Mark II, there are more, I have more access to technology, and so it really makes a difference. So I sure hope it will be a success, because I think it deserves it. Now, I'm one buyer, I'm not all the buyers, but I can't wait to see people with this camera in their hands and how they experience it. I was in Boulder, Colorado last week, and just putting the camera in people's hand and showing them how to use certain tools like the color, or the monochrome, or the CP. They had such a big smile on their face, and we had so much fun in the store. So yes, seeing the reaction of those people, I think that if you get this camera in your hand, then it's going to be very hard not to like it. That's my opinion as a customer, because I ordered this camera. I'm paying with my own money. Yes, that's a sample that I got, and I review it, and I took some photos for OM system. But at the end, this camera is gonna be returned to OM system, and I bought my own camera with my own money. On the OM-5, if I use a air aperture, I put aperture on one dial and explore on the other dial. Should be able to do similar on the OM-3. Yes, yeah, you can definitely do that. Same thing. Yeah, just go in the dial and then you can do it, because it's a menu. Let me tell you that. So you just go to the menu, and then in the menu you are going to go to the dial function. So I just have to find it back, and then the dial settings, and then in the dial settings, that's the first one. So dial function, and then in the dial function, then you pick your aperture here, and then you decide what you want those dials to be. So yeah, same thing. You'll be able to reprogram them the way you want. That's a great question. Excellent. Yes, Larry, did I say 14? Did I mention that I had a huge trek in the woods today? Yes, let me find that lens again that I put somewhere, and I don't know where. It's still on my camera. Here it is. So yes, you're right. That's the 14 to 42, not the 12. You're correct. Whereas if you want the other lens that I show you, so that's the 12 to 40 right here. Yes, so it's not the same. So you're right. That's the 12 to 40, much bigger, more expensive, and that's the 14 to 42. Thank you for picking that up. Sorry about that. So a little different. Oh yes, that's true. Hi Bruce. I've heard on some other channels that the OM-3 will extend the OM-3 warranty if purchased in this introductory. Yes, I've heard something like that, but I can't remember what the warranty is now. If anybody knows, and if anybody has the link, put it below. And I will make sure that I'll find out, and I'll post it in the description of this video as well. I mean, that would be an amazing warranty if that's what they're doing. That's pretty good. And sorry, I don't know that on top of my head. I forgot. There are so many other good things that I forgot about that. Oh, okay. Let me try to stop moving and not rub this again. I'm sorry. I know it was doing it at the beginning, so hopefully just let me know if it continues. So here we go. That's my poor mic technology. Karen, hi Karen, can images also be edited in camera on the OM-3? I sometimes about doing the so as long as you're not taking the photo, then you can edit it, right? Because you're gonna turn that creative dial, for example, to color, and then you're composing your shot, and then you're gonna edit it, and then you're taking your photo. So that you can do. Yes, it's like having a mini Lightroom. So I don't know if you were here at the beginning when I was showing people. I'm going to show it again so you guys can see. So here, this is taken. Let me show you. Share on stream. So this was taken in my backyard. So let me put it in play from current side. So oops, sorry, actually I should have moved a little, sorry about that. So here, this is a scene where I am in my backyard and there's that barn, and what I want is I want to change the color. So I can do that before I take the shot. So here, this is what I'm doing. I'm just basically editing my photo before I take my photo. So I can change the colors. I can minimize all the other colors but boost that red, so it's kind of like a black and white with the red. I can also play with the mid-tone. I can add a vignette. I can sharpen the photo, and I can add some contrast. So it's like having a mini Lightroom, but you do that when you are in the field before you take your photo. So that's a really good question. Do not have. Oh no, really? Darko, my problem is that in Winnipeg, the camera store do not have the OM on the shelf. Oh, I agree. I don't use Amazon either. So Use Market. Yes, Use Market is the place. Because I think if you order from the US and you have to pay taxes, it's a little bit complicated, unfortunately. I can't believe that they don't have the OM on the shelf. I'm sorry. The OM1 Mark II, they should have, though, no? Yeah, let me know in the comments. But yes, I mean, Use Market, you will find, some good camera. Be careful where you buy it from. I know that when I buy used cameras like the Pen F, I bought it from my camera store, my local camera stores, because I know that I'm not going to have any problems. So that's one thing you have to be careful with the used market. True. Kevin said that the 5-year warranty appears to be a UK only offer. So yes, US has different offers than the UK market. So all the different markets have different things, unfortunately. So yes, it might just be a UK market. Sorry about that. Upgraded from the OM-5. Let me show this one. Kevin, so you're upgrading from the OM-5. I noticed the OM-3 does not have the green automatic setting on the control dial. Is there definitely no full auto mode? P mode, program mode, I think. Let me check. Where is my OM-5? So yeah, that's true. There is no auto, no P mode. P mode, I think, which we call the professional mode, might be what you will want for. But no, there is no automatic mode on the OM-5. But I mean, I shoot in manual mode. Just learn how to, that's going to make such a big difference with your photography if you learn how to shoot in manual mode. I cannot recommend it enough. So you're really understanding the aperture, the ISO, and the shutter speed, how they work together, and the different effect that you're gonna get. So highly, highly encourage you. And then just put it in P mode, see what it gives you, and then try the M mode. It's used when handling or want to begin to take photo. Yes. Any tip for settings? Yes, definitely. I'm going to make a video about this, how I set up my OM-3 and my different custom settings. And I'm actually doing some cheat sheet. I have them for the OM-1 Mark II for bird photography, wildlife photography, night photography, and landscape photography, where I guide you through all my settings. And I'm going to release some for the OM-3, so you know exactly how I set up my camera. Now take everything with a grain of salt. That's how I set up my camera, because it fits my style of shooting. It doesn't mean that you have to. And all those custom modes are a base, and then I'm going to adjust in the field. Yeah, I will definitely do that. So be on the lookout. End of February, I'll probably have a video on this as well to help you set up your OM-3. Thank you for asking. Do I ever use blinds, and do you have any recommendation on a good blinds? I don't use blinds. I've been looking at blinds, but I haven't purchased one. So if anybody has any recommendations, put them below. You can make your own blinds as well with, some woods and leaves or just get a cloth. I haven't done it, so I don't want to recommend something. I've seen some good ones. There are some famous brands that are very expensive, and then you have some cheaper ones. I haven't used a blind because I like to be very mobile and walk around. So, and where I am, I couldn't really use a blind. So no, unfortunately, I can't. I don't want to give you a recommendation if I haven't tried it. Uh, I'm just going through. Yeah, Kevin is confirming, yes, the P mode. P mode is the one you want when you start. Start at P mode and observe what P mode is going to give you, and you're going to learn from this and see the result on your photo. Oh, yes, that's true, Kevin. Put it in P mode. If people ask to use your camera, put it in P mode for them. That's going to help them out. I am so surprised about that stock issue in Canada. Yeah, feel free. My email, go to my website, send me an email, let me know about this problem, because I wanna know a little bit more about this problem with having a stock up in Canada. So yeah, the 12-45 f4 Pro, that's a really good lens. It's small. I don't have it. They're selling it as a package. Yeah, you get actually a pretty good discount if you buy it with a package. My OM-1 Mark II, I actually bought it as a package with the 12-40. That's what I got. I like it very much. Yeah, definitely, if you're looking for a good all-around lens for landscape, that would be a good one. And in terms of ergonomy, that would work very well with the OM-3. Can you get the OM-3 body only as a package? Oh, yeah, sorry, we just saw this one. Oh, I can do that. I hope my camera picks it up, my mic picks it up. Can you demonstrate the OM-3 shutter button? Is it a soft silent shutter like the, so I shoot a lot in silent mode. So let me put my camera in non-silent mode. So here it is. Or not. Okay, let me do this. Choop, choop, choop. Here we go. Ready? I hope you can hear it. Did you hear that? I think it's very pleasing, personally speaking. I should record it and use it in my video, so I'm going to do it again. I hope it picked it up. But yeah, it's very soft, very subtle sound. You're not going to disturb anybody with it, but you've got that feeling of accomplishment. Your photo was taken. Okay, let me just go back to all the questions. I heard, but you meant the button itself. Yeah, it's very, very discreet. So yeah, nice shutter sound. Very often when I'm walking around doing wildlife, I'm in silent mode. So it's funny. But in my videos, I always put a shutter sound. So it's true. I should record this and put it in my videos. Oh, great. John has some experience with the 12-45 f2. Wonderful lens with a good close focusing, great size. So yes, if it pairs well with the OM5, it's definitely going to pair very well with the OM3. Now maybe I should get this one. It's too bad. I already pre-ordered, and I didn't pre-order it with the 12-45 because I think I'm going to be okay with the 12 and 40. I know it's a little, but I do like the 12-40. I really like this lens. Yes, so the 17 is a lens that everybody has been telling me I should get. I haven't pre-ordered the 25 or the 17. I'm still thinking about which one I might have to try the 17 and see. So I'll let you know. I might make a video, not yet. I have to save a little bit of money and decide which one I'm gonna get for lens. But I'll definitely make a video once I get the 17. This one I am. So Thomas, what's your most used lens? So with the OM-3, I feel like I've tried it with so many different lenses. I do like the 12-40 very, very much. I'll say right now that's the one that I've been using the most, the 12-40. It is a little bit bigger for lens. So this is the 12-40 on my OM-5. Let me put it back on my OM-3. So I do like it. I know some people say it's a little bit big. I don't mind it. For me, it's fine. So that's it. That would be the one that I've been using the most lately and really enjoying having it around. So that's the one. And then the 12 millimeter. I like the 12 millimeter night photography, vlogging. So that's what I use because this camera has two new LUTs, like they are the Cinema 1, Cinema 2. So they're giving you kind of a different vibes when you're making videos. So for me, that's my lens to create some videos. I really like the 12 millimeter. It's a really good lens. Adrien, hey Adrien, you coming late to the party? Minuit. No questions. I am preparing vidéo in French. Je vais sortir une vidéo en français sur le OM-3. J'ai encore un peu de travail à faire dessus, mais j'espère la sortir assez rapidement. So stay tuned. And don't go to bed too late. Thanks for joining, though. I appreciate that. 17, yeah, 17-25. So it's funny because I'm not a prime lens. I like my zoom lenses. That's why I've been having such an issue with should I get the 17 or the 25? Which one would be the best for me? I have a feeling the 17 will be a better range for me. So that's kind of would be a better lens. So that's kind of where I'm leaning. I did like to shoot with the 25 very much, and a nifty 50 is something we should always have in our bag. It's such a good way to frame your photo, but I still have to think a little bit more about it before I order. Would you suggest the OM-5? Yes, if budget is an issue, if you want a camera that is super, super small and compact, then yes, I mean, the OM-5 is still a great camera. You get a lot of computational technology. The menu is the older menu. I personally never had an issue with the older menu. So yes, definitely. I think the OM-5 still has a great place to play. And I think that there are definitely some people who would prefer OM-5 to OM-3 or OM-1 Mark II, for sure. I mean, this camera is ridiculously small, easy, packed with features. You can, do some Instagram video. Great. It's a great camera. So definitely, I 100% would recommend the OM-5. For me, I have the OM-5, the OM-3, the OM-1 Mark II. I think my two go-to camera will definitely be the OM-3 and the OM-1 Mark II. That's what I will use the most. Yeah, and Adrien said, I'm already so happy with my EM1 Mark III. I had that camera, the EM1 Mark III, such a great camera. I agree. We have this a lot. This camera packs a punch, and some of my favorite image I've made with this camera. So great photo. We are lucky, to have all those cameras to pick from. Thomas, I saw one of your video and you love the 12-200. Love it. A lot of people switch to that eventually. Do you still use it? Yes, it is right here next to me. I do still use it, and there are times where I feel like the 12 to 40 is not enough, and I will take that hiking. So I'm always thinking 12 to 40 or 12 to 100. And then I'm thinking of my subject. Will I need a bigger zoom because of where my subject will be? And I know I won't be able to move physically closer. So yes, the 12 to 100, I've been using it with the OM-3. It's still one of my favorite lens. So sharp, I love the reach. I love this lens. So yes, this is not going anywhere. I've been using it a lot, and even on the OM-3, it's bigger, but I'll definitely use it. I'll continue to use it. Yeah, congrats. I think you will definitely be very, very happy with the OM-3. It's what I use. Let me see. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, again, the 25 is like what you see with your own eye. Excellent. Everybody, it's the equivalent of a nifty 50, the 50 millimeter. We call that the nifty 50 because it's a lens that everybody should have. So before I moved to Macro Four Third, I had a nifty 50 that I sold. I never got one back. Now I have one, but I'm still trying to decide. I don't know. I really like that 17 millimeter. I'm gonna have to try it and see which one I picked. But yes, still decision. I'm not sure yet. Oh, that's another good lens, the 8 millimeter. I do have it as well. It's right here. Great for night sky, live comp. I use it a lot with all the auroras. That's what I've been using. The 8 millimeter, the fisheye, great lens as well. I don't use it very often, but for night photography, it's my go-to. It is so good. Excellent. I can't believe it's been already an hour, 16 minutes. I thought I would just come up for half an hour, 45 minutes, but here I am. I'm still here. But I just really wanted to answer your questions on the OM-3. I know some of you cannot make it to the first look. So for me, it was important to kind of have a discussion with you and make sure that, you know, any question you have, then you feel like you can ask them. And if you are rewatching this, we're not live, you're rewatching this later on, just post any questions below. I will make sure that I will answer them when I see them later on. So yeah, just go ahead. Any questions you have, I want to make sure that I can answer them, and hopefully you'll get to hold this camera in your hand and test it for yourself, because it's the best way. You know, you can trust what I'm saying, but at the same time, I'm not you. So you need to get that camera in your hand and see if it's a good fit for you. That's the best one. Oh, and yes, Peter Baumgarten is the expert, the master in night photography. I agree. I learned so much from him. I encourage you. I think actually Peter is going to do a live for Adorama next week. I think it's next week. Go and check. It's going to be live with Adorama. So you go to Adorama, you register for his event, and you're going to see what he took with the OM-3. I can't wait. I think it's going to be a great live to attend. So I encourage you to do that. If you go to OM System, I'll also put the link below in the description of the video. You'll be able to have access to all the different first look. Some are live, some are online, so you'll be able to attend them, and they're all free. So just come and test the camera and see if it's a good fit for you, and ask us any questions at the store. We'll be super happy to answer them. Again, I'll be in Boston at Hunt's on this Saturday on the 15th, and then in Minneapolis on the 18th. So yeah, come and say hi. It's always fun to meet you guys in person, and then ask me any questions. I want to thank you again for all your support. I really appreciate it. For all the questions, it's been so fun. I can't believe it's been an hour, 18 minutes. I haven't, you know, seen the time go by. So I appreciate the discussion. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you all gonna have a great evening. And any more questions, put them in the comment below. I can't wait to see you. I'll see you this Sunday. I think my video is going to be about who is this OM-3 for, because I've been getting a lot of questions about should I upgrade? Is it really the camera for me? Wildlife photography, telephoto lenses. I'll answer all that in my next video. And I can't wait to continue the discussion with everybody. Happy shooting, and I'll see you very soon. Au revoir.